Today we're making the Louisiane. Very sazerac-y, but I kind of like it better actually.
Derek forgot we do these things. Welcome to Call My Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derrick Schommer. That's my second host, Ian Andrews. We're going to make for you today the
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Would that be the Louisiana?
The
La? Is La the?
We're gonna make La Louisiana. Yeah, I guess you could say that. The
Louisiana? Yeah, but it's not. It's got an E at the end. No?
YOLO once.
Hey, anyway, he's over here for Cynthia Kupal, our producer for this episode.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia.
What are we doing?
This drink was submitted by Jason Pfeiffer.
Yeah, lots of letters to say that.
Lots of F's.
Yeah, and P's and silent P's.
Yeah.
So what is this recipe?
The recipe is 2 ounces of whiskey, bourbon, and rye. We're going to use Wild Turkey 101 bourbon. 1 ounce sweet vermouth, via, of course. 3/4 ounce of Benedictine, and Benedictine's awesome. 3 dashes of Peychaud bitters. 2 dashes of absinthe, and garnish with a cherry. What we're going to do with the absinthe is we're going to rinse the glass. So we're only going to add a couple dashes to the glass, give it a little swirl before we pour the stuff in.
Swirl.
Just like you do with a
sazerac. And then there's a Creole bitters that I like from the Bitterman from Bitter Truth, but Bergenhock. If you're in Europe, it's called Bitter Truth. If you're in the U.S. and you buy it at a liquor store, it's called Bitter Truth. If you buy it at a store that doesn't sell liquor or doesn't have a license, it's going to be Bergenhock. It's the same product, different label, so that it's registered by the TTB as non-potable, which means you're not supposed to ingest it. Therefore, life is good. Maybe what we need to do is create a bitter, a bitter that fits this in a homemade fashion that I can then record and people can make.
Yeah.
Probably use some star anise because I have my coffee bitters that I created. These coffee bitters, Jennifer, the bourbon base, taste much different than they did when we first tasted them.
Oh, really?
So there is resting. After you've created your homemade bitters, there's a recipe on how I created both of these. You can go watch that and you can use that in a lot of different recipes. But just letting it sit in the bottle and rest is a 2-hour infusion with when we did it with the sous vide. Even resting, it comes out really different.
How cool that is. Since we chilled the glass with water and ice, as soon as you put the absinthe in there, you get the louche effect. It clouds it right out, the ouzo effect. Isn't that cool?
That's pretty. Looks like milk.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yummy milk.
Yummy milk. That's something you don't hear much of. And we used our clear ice in order to get the nice stir. Which also means, if you think about it, the clear ice is going to give no additional residual chemical or whatever, the elements out of the ice wouldn't come out in there.
There it is.
No, but it's absinthe. I thought the thing was just going to crest and dribble over the top.
Oh no, I find it. It's got a nice ripple on the meniscus there.
Dude,
that's tasty. I like it a lot. That's like a Manhattan it's a Manhattan with Benedictine and Pernod. That's tasty. That's good.
I don't know if the Peychaud make as much of a difference in here because the Peychaud bitters bring that wormwood flavor, that star anise flavor out, and the absinthe is doing that already.
I think Sazerac has a little bit more of a Peychaud. Flavor.
This to me reminds me of a Sazerac.
It does.
Very similar to a Sazerac, outside of the fact that it has the sweet Benedictine. Whatever that herbal combination is that's unique to Benedictine. And people I see on Reddit, on the cocktail channel every now and then, what can I use and substitute for Benedictine? And there's really nothing. So it's hard to describe. You just have to have it. And if you have it, Singapore Slings will be your go-to drink.
Yeah, I love a Singapore Sling.
And if you go to a buddy's house,
classic IBU Singapore Sling is delicious with the cherry herring and
if you go to a buddy's house and you see on their back bar cherry herring and Benedictine, guaranteed that person knows how to create the Singapore Sling.
The right way.
The right way.
Many bad recipes for Singapore.
Yeah, you go to any Chinese restaurant and you order a Singapore Sling, you're not getting the classic Singapore, unless you go to a high-end Chinese restaurant like that.
Something like Soho or someplace in New York City.
That's the name of the bar right down by Fight Club I go to.
I haven't really given my opinion on yes or no, but I do like this drink. But this is a drink that I like a brownie. Or fudge. Yeah. Like there's so much flavor.
This is a nice pre-dinner drink in my mind.
It's got a little bit of the sweet vermouth without a lot of overproof alcohol flavor. It has a very high intense wild turkey, which wild turkey I have always equated to paint stripper in a way, especially when you get the higher proof stuff.
Well, I think when you start adding the sweetness of the vermouth and the Benedictine,
it brings it down. There's no sugars in here.
Right.
But all of these products have the sugars as part of their attributes. So the designer whoever came up with this knew that and took that into effect with the proportions, and it comes out tasting like awesome. You can use coupon code SPRING16, save 50% off until the 5th of May.
Everything we use here, other than the alcohol,
Yeah,
but including the bitters,
all
you can
of
get
them.
there.
We're done! We're teaching you how to drink.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm eating one. You want a shark?
I guess he's... No. No, I don't. Nearly.
I'm not gay, it's okay.
I just don't want your cold, otherwise I'd totally...
Oh, I'm not sick now. I already give it to you guys.